According to the Ghana Police Service, the General Secretariat of the Interpol has been requested to issue a red alert based on documents filed by Special Prosecutor Martin Amidu. The notice has become the subject of discourse in the House. Expressing an opinion on the issue in Parliament, First Deputy Majority Chief Whip Matthew Nyindam urged John Mahama to come clean on the issue.
I think this scandal has been around for some time. They say government official one has been mentioned. I think that it was the period of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He should come out and say he was not involved. I think that's the most important thing. But as to whether it was politically motivated or whatever it is, I don't have facts about that. But I think that it is up to the presidency or the candidature of John Dramani Mahama to come out and speak about his involvement in this particular scandal. And he will clear the air and everybody will be free.
MP for Ningo Pram Pram, Sam Nate George, described the alert as fictitious and politically motivated.
What was Airbus found guilty of in relation to the transaction in Ghana? It was a breach of OECD governance protocols. What is the OECD governance protocol? It is not against getting a lobbyist. It is against paying more than 5% of the contract sum to the lobbyist. In this case, Airbus paid in excess of 5%. Who is guilty of paying the 5%? Airbus. And that is why Airbus has paid a fine for that. And that is why the UK SFO office is not asking Mr. Samuel Adam Mahama anything, because he did not breach any rules. The OECD governance protocols do not govern an individual, but governs all organizations and businesses.
The Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu accused government of politicizing recruitment into Ghana's security agencies.
How come that for 2018, 2019 and 2020, there is no official public recruitment advertised serving notice to Ghanaian citizens to prepare themselves for recruitment into these important state institutions and agencies, the security agencies? The Ghana Armed Forces, I'm told, there is some training going on. At the police depot, there is some training going on between Tesano and Palugu in Bolgatanga. This is not an acceptable public service practice.
The House approved the following mining leases: Lima South lease granted to Abosu Goldfields Limited, Abrim lease granted to Asanko Gold Limited, Julie lease granted to Phoenix Resources Limited, Kunche Bigpon lease granted to Azuma Resources Ghana Limited, Datoko lease granted to Cardinal Namdini Mining Limited, Mampon lease granted to Golden Star Bogoso Limited, Akanko lease granted to Adamus Resources Limited, Opon lease granted to Golden Star Limited, Akoti lease granted to Chano Gold Mines Limited, Ajopa lease granted to Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana Limited, Ajopa South lease granted to Ghana Australia Goldfields Limited, Adubia lease granted to Asanko Gold Ghana Limited, and Abori lease granted to Asanko Gold Ghana Limited. George Mekuduka is Vice Chairman of the Mines and Energy Committee.
The committee was informed that the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, in collaboration with the Minerals Commission, has issued a procurement list containing about 28 items, including catering services, bolts and nuts, grinding media, processing of the ore, and explosive, to be assigned solely to Ghanaians.
Honorable Chairman, your recommendation.
In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the committee has thoroughly examined the content of the leases and is satisfied that the provisions therein meet the requirements of the grant of the mineral rights under the relevant laws of Ghana, such as the Minerals Mining Act 2006, Water Resources Commission Act 1996, and Minerals and Mining Regulations.
But MP for Pru East, Dr. Kwabna Donko, had reservations regarding the approval.
The Mining and Minerals Act also imposes an obligation on this House to do this. When you have a constitutional obligation and you have an obligation arising from a parent act, we should not justify this by some other reason other than the constitutional obligation in 268. Parliament, unfortunately, has not lived up to this. Some of the leases are 20 years or more in operation without the ratification.
Leadership of the House today confirmed the dates for the media review as Thursday, 24th July. Reporting for Citi News from Parliament, my name is Duke Mensokoko.